guys, and today we're going to be talking about the story of the bird that lost a grain. Now, one day there is a bird, okay? Let's just say it like B is the bird, okay? This is the bird drawing, okay? And it used to get some grains, okay, to eat. And it saved it all in a tree. One day when it was about to get to a grain, one of its grain just dropped. Like most of the time, you wouldn't really you would just ignore it for one grain. But this bird exactly, it didn't ignore it. The thing is, it went inside some sort of hole in the tree that it saved everything, and so it couldn't get it. And so it asked a person who chops trees to chop the tree so that it can get it. And then the person who chopped the tree said, "No way, why would I just waste some time on chopping some tree even though I'm a wood chopper? Why would I waste trees for no reason, just for the purpose of one bird and a grain especially?" And so the bird got angry, and so it went to the king to punish the hunter. And then he said, "Ooh, just for one grain, you want me to punish a hunter just because he doesn't chop a tree for one grain?" And so he punishes the bird. Well, he doesn't punish it, but he he complains on the bird. And so the bird gets angry, and so he goes to some deers to say to ruin the king's garden, very most favorite garden. And then the deer says, "Why should we risk our life with 1,000,000,000 soldiers, and why should we just ruin the king until he just bans us from this area?" And so the bird, and especially just for one grain of your grains, is it more important than our lives? And so the bird got angry, and it asked a hunter to hunt the deers. And the hunter said, "Why should I just hurt some animals just for your purpose of one grain and a king and all that?" And so the bird got angry, and so it asked a rat to ruin the hunter's home by nibbling it. And then the rat said, Why should I risk my life of a hunter to hunt me just to nibble for your one grain? Just to punish the king and punish the hunter to chop the tree for you to get your own grain. After the deers ruin it and after the hunter hunts them. Okay. And so the bird gets angry once more, and so it asked a cat, okay, to eat the rat. After all, it likes rats. But the cat said, "Why should I eat unnecessary things? I need some rats for my life. I already ate some milk." And so the bird got angry. So it asked a woman to actually throw a can on the cat. This is the can, let's say, and this is the cat. Like very hot milk, which will just trick it, as if it's having the best thing of its life. And then the woman said, "Why should I waste my milk given from my cow?" And so the bird says to the husband of it to beat her wife so that he can listen to her. And then he said, "Why should I beat my wife for that?" And so then the bird comes and tells a cow of the owner, the husband specifically, to actually kick the husband since it has such a powerful kick. And then the cow said, "Why should I kick my owner just for this whole mess of one grain?" And so the bird has been going on like that for the whole day, and so it got so angry that it knew exactly what to do. It pecked the cow, okay? And so it just went mad and accidentally kicked its owner. And so it pushed his wife, and so with the milk bucket, and the wife with the milk bucket actually just and it was very hot milk because it needed to get out the bacteria, so it fell on the cat, which just thought of maybe decreasing its pain by getting something yummy to eat. and so it ate the rat. So it tried to chase the rat, and so the rat actually like made a hole within the hunter's house without knowing, and it was hay, and it was very, very, very weak hay, and so the whole thing fell because he made so much holes in it, little holes, and so the hunter got mad at the rat, and he actually started to chase the rat. And one time when he actually did an arrow on the rat, it hit a deer, and so they all were just running away from the hunter, thinking them as their enemy, and they accidentally stepped on the king's garden. And so it felt like the bird has done it all just because I hadn't listened, and he knew that punishing the bird was useless. So for the least, to just punish the hunter, the bird chopper. And so it thought that it was all the work of the bird, so he thought that if it didn't chop the tree, he would get punished by the king very severely, even though he wouldn't anymore. And so he chops the tree, and by the time he chops the tree, so many ants already ate the grain or whatever. All the other birds already ate the grain, that single grain. And so the bird thought, oh, what a huge mess I made. Especially with all of this coincidence. Maybe I think I should just move on. And so that is pretty much the end of the story. Well, the bird learned that it can ignore some very small stuff like one grain. Yeah, so that's it for today's story. So bye-bye guys. See you next time.